What do you drink? Whiskey?
Look, I drove you home. I was glad to do it, but I just got some things on my mind, if that's okay. All right, then. All right, then.
What do you drink? Benjamin, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like this, but I just don't like being in this house all alone.
Why not?
Please wait until my husband comes home.
When's he gonna come back?
I don't know. Drink?
No. Are you always this much afraid of being alone?
Yes.
Well, why don't you just lock all the doors and go to bed?
I'm very neurotic. May I ask you a question? What do you think of me?
What do you mean?
Well, you've known me nearly all your life. You must have formed some sort of opinion.
Well, I've always thought that you're a very nice person.
Did you know I was an alcoholic?
What?
Did you know that?
I think I should be going.
Sit down, Benjamin.
Mrs. Robinson, if you don't mind my saying so, this conversation's getting a little strange. I'm sure that Mr. Robinson will be back any minute and...
No.
What?
My husband won't be back for quite some time. He should be gone for several hours.
Oh my God.
Pardon?
Oh no, Mrs. Robinson. Oh no, Mr. Robinson, just... Oh no.
What's wrong?
You didn't expect that. I mean, you...
What?
You wouldn't expect him to do something like that.
Like what?
What do you think?
Well, I don't know.
For God's sake, Mrs. Robinson. Here we are. You have me in your house. You give me a drink. You put on some music. And then you start opening up your personal life to me and tell me that your husband won't be home for hours.
So?
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me. Aren't you?
Well, no, I hadn't thought of it like that, but I'm rather flattered that
Mrs.
you'd
Robinson,
think...
will you forgive me for what I just said?
It's all right.
It's not all right. It's the worst thing I've ever said to anyone.
Sit down.
Please forgive me. I like you. I just don't think of you that way. It's just that I'm just a bit mixed up.
It's all right. Finish your drink.
Mrs. Robinson, it makes me sick that I said that to you.
We'll forget it for now. Finish your drink.
What's wrong with me?
Have you seen Elaine's new iMac?
The new iMac?
Yes, we got it for her last Christmas. Would you like to see it?
Sure.
Good. It's in the bedroom.
Oh, this is the best.
Well, what shall we talk about? How about psychoanalysis? I don't know how much you know about psychoanalysis, but it happens to be a hobby of mine. I like to wander through the labyrinth of the human mind.
What gets me is paying $13.95 for that miserable fan. It's useless. I think I'll take it back to the pharmacy and get my money back. I hope I didn't lose the receipt.
48 hours ago, we were strangers. And now, you're alone with me in my apartment. How did it happen? Why did we meet? Why? The answer, of course, lies in the unconscious.
If they won't give me my money back, I'll just pay another $13 and get the larger fan. But that's tomorrow. What about tonight? Ugh, I just want some sleep.
Do you really think that your tomato plant fell by itself? There are no accidents. Nothing happens by itself. We make it happen. Your tomato plant didn't fall. You pushed it.
I could put the little fan in the freezer, leave the freezer door open, then leave my bedroom door open, and then soak my sheets and pillow in ice water, and that's gross.
The pattern of your behavior is completely obvious. You pushed your tomato plant because you wanted to kill me. Now, why would you want to kill me? Could it possibly be that you're in love with me? Love me?
I suppose I could just ask him. I don't think he would mind. And he is a pretty good guy.
I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of. We're all savages. Man, woman, hopelessly enmeshed. We're on a great toboggan. We can't stop it. We can't steer it. There's no time left to run. The beguine has begun. What are we to do?
I've thought about it, and
Yes?
I'd like to stay here tonight with you.
Huh?
I'd like to sleep here.
Are you sure?
I mean, if it's cool with you.
Of course it's cool with me. We just don't want to blindly rush into something. When I said that we're all savages, well, there's savages and then there's savages, and this may be a little too savage. If you wanted to spend an hour or so.
Please don't make me go back upstairs to that hot apartment. I haven't slept in 3 days, and I just want to look good for my show tomorrow. I'll sleep right here. I don't even need a pillow. I'll be as quiet as a mouse. You won't even know I'm around. Please.
Well, that's different. Of course you can stay the night. After all, we're not savages. We're civilized people.
Oh, thank you. What time do you get up in the morning?
About 8, I guess.
Okay, perfect. I'll make you breakfast before I leave.
Breakfast before you leave? Wait a minute. Suppose somebody catches you leaving my apartment at 8 in the morning. Well, there are a lot of people that live in this building, and if just one of them sees you, well, then we're dead.
Okay. What if I get up at 6 and sneak out?
Get up at 6 and sneak. Sneak! That's even worse. Suppose somebody catches you sneaking out of the apartment.
But we're not doing anything wrong.
Of course not. But, there's, things such as society, laws and rules, and I don't mean I necessarily believe in them, but after all, no man's an island.
Here. Put him on my massage table in front of the fire. He always liked fires and poking at them with a stick. I've made up my mind. We'll bury him in the garden. Any city laws against that?
I wouldn't know.
I don't care anyways. I want the coffin to be wet. And I want it specially lined with sand. White or deep pink? Maybe red. A bright flaming red. Happy. Let's make it happy. How much will it be? I warn you, don't try to give me a fancy price just because I'm rich.
Lady, you've got the wrong guy. Look. I had some car trouble. Flat tire. I pulled into your garage till I could get a spare. I mean, I thought this was an empty house.
It's not. Get out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about your friend, too. And, red? I don't think that's the right color.
Get out!
Okay. Wait a minute. Haven't I seen
Maybe
you?
I should call my butler.
No. I know your face. You're Raven Simone. You used to be in those TV shows. You used to be big.
I am big. It's the TV shows that got small.
There's something wrong with them.
They're dead. They're finished. There was a time when this business had the attention of the whole wide world. That wasn't good enough. Oh no. They needed new faces. So they got rid of the big timers and brought in these new kids to carry the company.
That's where the younger audience comes into play. Kids these days need someone closer to their age to relate to.
Look at them in their front offices, the masterminds. They've taken the idols and they smashed them. The Shia LaBeoufs, the Hilary Duffs, the Miley Cyruses, and who have they got now? A bunch of nobodies, a bunch of little frogs, croaking pish-posh.
Don't get sore at me. I'm not the casting director. I'm just the producer.
You are. Producing new shows with young characters. You've gotten rid of the classics, and you've created shows that are killing this business. Most of them don't even last, whereas the classics lasted for years. You bring in these new actors expecting them to carry a show, when really, they should be behind people like me, learning the ropes.
Shh! You might wake the monkey.
Get out!
Maybe next time I'll bring my autograph book along. Or better yet, a hunk of cement for your footprints. Because, lady, you're done.
Hey, wait a minute, you.
Yeah?
You're a producer, you said.
Why?
Well, are you or aren't you?
I believe that's what it says on my driver's license.
And you've created TV shows, haven't you?
Sure have. The last one I created, it's about a group of nerds that live across the hall from this pretty, yet stupid girl. The whole thing plays with the girl fitting in with the nerds. But I can't tell you how it ends, for you could spoil the entire series for the entire world. We wouldn't want that, would we? It's called The Big Bang Theory. Have you heard of it?
I have to ask you something. Come in here.
I'll be ready in 1 minute. I hope they're not here.
Relax, child. Nobody's home.
It was you. You were there tonight. Why can't you just leave me alone?
I done tried, Sarah Jane. You don't know how hard I've tried.
I guess I should pack, huh?
What are you talking about?
I suppose you've been to the boss, lost me my job, my friends.
I've been no such place. I didn't come here to bother you.
And you won't. Not ever again. If you spoil things for me here, I'll just go someplace else.
Spoil things for me here and I'll just go someplace else. And I'll keep going until you're so tired.
Tired? Tired? You have no idea how tired I am. But I am tired. I'm so tired. I need to sit down. Do you mind?
Yes, I do.
What has gotten into you, girl?
Someone's coming. That's why the door was unlocked.
Well, I'll only stay a minute. I just want to look at you. Will you let me do that? Are you happy here? Have you found everything that you ever wanted?
I'm somebody else. I'm white. White. Fucking white, Mama. Does that answer your question?
I suppose.
Then please will you go and never do this again? And if by chance we should pass each other on the street, please don't recognize me.
I won't. I've already settled all of that in my mind. There's only one thing that I want from you.
What?
If you should ever need anything, or get yourself into something that you can't get out of, or just tired of living the fast life altogether and want to come home, but you can't reach me. Will you please just call Miss Laura?
Yes. Anything now, will you go?
That's not all I wanted.
What else, Mama?
I just want to hold you in my arms, like you were my little girl again. Will you let me do that? Please.
All right.
All right. Oh, Sarah Jane. My beautiful, beautiful girl. I love you so much. And there's nothing that you could ever do that will ever change that. Do you hear me? Excuse me, miss. I just stopped in while I was in town to see Miss Linda. I used to take care of her. But never mind any of that. I have a plane to catch. Take care of yourself, honey. Goodbye. Bye.